Welcome to the Burn Your Mortgage Podcast, a Canadian real estate podcast that shows you how to pay off your mortgage sooner and live well while doing it. Now, here's your host, Sean Cooper.
Welcome to the Burn Your Mortgage Podcast. I'm Sean Cooper, and it's great to be back for another episode. On today's show, I'll be talking to Warren Mascarenhas. Warren is the director and co-founder of feeDuck, a website that helps home buyers and sellers easily find qualified real estate agents and save big bucks. The idea for feeDuck came about when Warren and three of his neighbors who had recently moved into the area were having beers in the backyard and brainstormed a better way to find a good agent and negotiate on commission. In my interview with Warren, we discussed how feeDuck is disrupting the real estate industry, the benefits feeDuck offers over for sale by owner, and how home buyers can save money with feeDuck too. Without further ado, here's my interview with Warren Mascarenhas. Hi, Warren. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Sean. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Excited to have an interesting conversation about real estate.
Perfect. I'm excited to be on the show.
Great. So let's get started. Can you describe how feeDuck works in your own words? How did you come up with the business, and how much commission do you estimate that you've saved your clients since inception?
feeDuck is an online platform in which home buyers and home sellers capitalize on the demand for their business by having real estate professionals, being real estate agents, compete for it. And they do this by bidding down their commission rate for home sellers or bidding up a rebate for buyers. The best thing about this is because the home seller or buyer selects beforehand the services that they want provided, online marketing, MLS listing, virtual tour, comprehensive marketing package, etc. They're not missing out on any services, right? So they're getting all the services they would for a discounted rate, and they're working with a full service agent that works for one of the big name brokerages. So
sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And as for how much commission we've saved, I would say on average, we save anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 per transaction. We're definitely pushing up closer, if not over, hundreds of millions of commission saved since we've gone live. We've done a pretty good job, and we plan to continue that.
Awesome. So how many agents are currently signed up in the GTA and in Canada with feeDuck, and why has feeDuck been so popular with real estate agents, and what benefits does it offer to any agents who may be listening?
Toronto alone, we probably have around 4,000 agents signed up. What feeDuck does, which is very unique, is we provide agents direct access to a qualified lead. So we spend all our marketing dollars to attract the lead, and then an agent has an opportunity to bid on it. And it gives an agent an opportunity to grow their brand while as well getting direct access to a lead. Because if you were to talk to any agent out there, they'd all say that the best branding exercise that any agent can go through is to have for sale signs on lawns, and that's what feeDuck does. It gives agents an ability to get more for sale signs on lawns that they would through their normal marketing practices.
Yeah, and I'm sure they appreciate the high quality leads as well, because it can definitely be frustrating, I would imagine, for a real estate agent to send out all those postcards in the mail and then barely hear anything back and spend a ton of money on that and have barely anything to show for it.
Spend, $5,000-$10,000 to try to attract one lead. With feeDuck, you get direct access, and you're only paying for a lead if you win, and it's significantly lower than the thousands of dollars that you would spend on your daily marketing practices.
Well, sounds pretty good to me. Great. So how do you vet your agents at feeDuck? Conventional wisdom says that you get what you pay for. How do you know you're getting good value for the real estate agent that offers the lowest commission?
So we do have a pretty stringent approval process that we go through for agents that sign up to our site. Things that we look for to be approved to be an agent that participates on our platform is A, you got to work for a big name real estate brokerage or a brokerage that's well known in a community. Two, you have to have good online marketing presence. Obviously, we are an online company, so the first thing people are going to do when they see the winning agent is they're going to Google it. So we got to make sure that an agent has good online presence. Three, they have to have good testimonials on their site. And four, they got to have no complaints against them on the realty board.
That sounds pretty good to me. And do you actually personally interview each of the agents, or how does the process work exactly?
Most of our research is done online, right? So the same research that a home seller or buyer would conduct when they're looking for an agent or they're looking into an agent is research that we do on our end for each agent that signs up to our platform.
And I guess people can read the reviews on feeDuck and see what other people have to say about the agents as well, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Every agent has not only their contact information, they have a link to their site which has all the testimonials from previous clients. So they can definitely get all the testimonials as well as conduct some good research on each agent before moving forward with the agent.
That sounds great. I mean, similar to using Airbnb, I definitely want to know if the host is good. So it sounds like it's the same idea with feeDuck. You can kind of see what other people's experiences have been with the agent before deciding to move forward.
Absolutely. And we constantly audit our agents that are on the platform. So from time to time, we do survey every one of our users, whether sellers or buyers, to get their input. And we make sure that we keep a good quality of agents on our site. So if we do get a negative comment, we definitely address it right off the bat.
That's great to hear. Now, speaking of the topic of commission, do you think it's fair to ask an experienced real estate agent to offer less commission? Has there been some pushback from more experienced agents you found on the platform?
Well, real estate is a commission-based business, and any commission-based business, commission is negotiable. So the concept of the negotiating down commission is definitely not new for agents in general. We tend to really focus on the positives that we get agents, which is spend less money on marketing and more money on acquiring leads that you're going to work on, right? So that's where we put all our focus on. Yeah, there's going to be some pushbacks from agents that might see us as a threat to the real estate model in general. But overall, we've gotten pretty positive reviews from agents that we've worked with. We've given them an avenue to increase brand awareness while as well increasing sales. And that's the most important thing for any real estate agent.
I kind of see it this way. I'd rather have part commission from a deal rather than not having a deal at all and getting zero commission. I mean, if your commission is maybe 2.5%, I'd rather cut it by, let's say, 0.5% and still get the deal at the end of the day rather than having somebody work with another agent and having no deal at all. That's kind of how I see it.
Exactly. And because every agent that's on our site is anonymous, agents that use feeDuck doesn't affect their current branding practices. So they can use feeDuck to increase their brand through for sale signs, but still carry on their branding exercises as a high quality agent, right? So what they might lose commission wise on feeDuck, they can definitely gain on sales that they would get further down the road by just having a lot of for sale signs online.
That sounds great. So you mentioned that feeDuck is 100% free to use. Do real estate agents pay you for leads similar to how mortgage brokers pay for leads from some of the mortgage rate comparison websites out there?
Yeah, so feeDuck is free for home sellers and buyers to use. There's no cost at all. It's free for agents to sign up and to participate. We do charge the winning agent. Only the winning agent pays us a admin fee just for using the platform.
That's good to hear. So I guess there's really no risk to the real estate agent. They're only going to pay something if they actually get a deal out of it. And it sounds like there's a pretty good chance that they'll get some business out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So an agent is free to bid to whatever rate they feel comfortable to. There's no pressure to bid down low. They bid to whatever rate that they're comfortable servicing a home seller or a home buyer for. And the winning agent would just pay an admin fee for the lead, right? Very low risk for an agent, but there's obviously a lot of opportunity there with the amount of money that they would get from a potential sale or potential buy.
And I really like the transparent nature of it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So because the home seller and buyer picks what services they want beforehand, there's no confusion over what needs to be offered or what's not. So as a seller, I know beforehand 100% what I'm getting as well as the rate. And as an agent, I know what I have to offer and for what rate. It really takes out the hard conversations that home sellers and buyers sometimes dread having, and that is figuring a way to how to reduce rate from a real estate agent.
No, it sounds great, and it also avoids that confusion when you're working with an agent, because I guess you know exactly what you're getting in terms of services at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Great. So perhaps you could talk about the benefits that feeDuck offers over for sale by owner services, because I've definitely read plenty of articles on it. I'd never really consider selling my property on my own, but perhaps you could talk about how feeDuck relates to some of those for sale by owner services out there.
So, I mean, first of all, your property is the largest asset that most people have. So having someone with experience to market, properly price, and negotiate for you is a commodity that you should be looking at when selling your property. I would never try to be a doctor for a day. I wouldn't expect to try to be a real estate agent for one sale. You're losing lots and lots of experience from qualified real estate agents trying to sell your property by yourself, just hoping that people are going to come across it, right? There's definitely marketing practices. There's definitely a proper market evaluation that needs to be conducted to make sure that you're getting the most for your largest asset, which is your home.
Exactly. I kind of see for sale by owner as a case of penny wise, pound foolish, because you may save money on the real estate commission, but then you're selling your house for a lot less. And I think people, when they see for sale by owner, they expect a discount as well. So I'm not really sure it makes sense to use one of those services.
Exactly. I agree 100%.
Great. So I'm just curious, how has business been this year for feeDuck with the real estate market in the GTA kind of slowing down from that breakneck pace in April 2017? Is the platform still busy?
Yeah, it's still busy. What we've seen is we've actually seen a switch in the users. So still get a good amount of sellers that are on our site, but we've definitely seen an increase in buyers. So as the market tends to slow down and drop from that record hot market that it was in 2017, now it provides more buying opportunities for buyers and allows them to get into the market at a more reasonable price.
Definitely, because I don't think it could have been a fun experience to try to buy a house at the beginning of 2017, having almost every property have bidding wars and going way over asking. I'm sure being a home buyer in that situation, you would just feel like putting your hands up in the air and giving up. But now that it's a more balanced market, I would think having a more level playing field between home buyers and sellers would give home buyers a chance to actually take some time to think about the single biggest purchase of their lifetime, rather than having to make a sudden decision like it was back at the beginning of 2017.
Buyers felt that they really had little to no shot at buying a house because a lot of properties that they would go into were being bidded up to 300,000 above asking. So now with the market being more balanced, where you have an opportunity to evaluate properties and really pick a property that you like that checks a lot of the items off your list, definitely see an increase in buyers right now.
Great. And kind of segueing from that question there, feeDuck isn't just for home sellers. Can you talk about the benefits of home buyers using feeDuck as well?
we also service home buyers. The way the home buyer platform works is real estate agents bid up a rebate for a home buyer's business, right? So as a buyer, you put all your money, all your savings into the down payment of a property, and when you finally get that property, you realize that all your money that you saved has gone into that. You have no money for furnishing the property, for doing any renovations or things like that. So the rebate program, we give a buyer an opportunity not only to buy the dream house that they want, but also get the money back after the sale, so they could do those little renovations or buy the furnishings that they desire. And it really takes away some of the stress that home buyers would normally feel after purchasing the property.
Definitely, because speaking from personal experience, especially when you're a first-time home buyer, I find that these closing costs can really sneak up on you, and they end up adding up to a lot more than you'd anticipate. And you might end up not being able to afford any furniture at all. And like my mother and father, having cardboard boxes as living room and dining room furniture for the first couple months. And I certainly don't think that's a fun way to live. So it sounds like a great service for home buyers as well.
So yeah, you buy a property usually with an image in your mind of how you want it to look. And then when the closing costs and all the additional costs that come with buying a property kind of factor in, you might end up living in cardboard boxes, just like you mentioned. So our goal is to try to get the money back to the buyer so they can live in the house they bought the way they visioned it when they purchased it.
Maybe you have a new slogan there: live in the house that you imagine rather than living with cardboard boxes for the first couple months. I don't know. I'll give that to you for free. You don't have to pay me a royalty for that.
I'll run it by the team.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Warren, it's been great having you on the show. Before I let you go, is there anything of interest that you're working on that you'd like to share with our listeners?
First of all, I appreciate you having us on. We're always looking for ways to get more savings for our home buyers and sellers, whether it be opening up new avenues on our platform or capitalizing on other avenues. So we're working hard to grow the platform across Canada, number one. We're working hard into launching it in the States, number two. And then we're definitely working on trying to grow the platform. So check us out on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, check us out on Facebook, and follow us, because as we grow, we definitely have that message up with any exciting news that we have. Our goal at the end of the day is to make home buying and home selling easier for our sellers, buyers, and agents, and put as much money back into our agents, home sellers, and buyers' pockets as possible.
Amen to that. Well, thanks again for being on the show. It was wonderful to have you, Warren.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Burn Your Mortgage podcast. Besides being a podcast host and money coach, I'm also a licensed mortgage broker. If you or anyone you know, family, friends, coworkers, or neighbors could ever use any unbiased mortgage advice or a second opinion, feel free to reach out. You can reach me by email at seancooperwriter@gmail.com, or you can call or text me at 647-867-3711. Also, be sure to head on over to www.seancooperwriter.com and sign up for my free weekly newsletter. As a small token of my appreciation, you'll be able to download my ultimate mortgage checklist on choosing the perfect mortgage. You can also sign up for a free one-on-one 15-minute money coaching consultation with yours truly. I look forward to hearing from you and helping you burn your mortgage sooner too. Once again, thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Burn Your Mortgage podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and leave a rating. Until next time, happy mortgage burning.